flicker, shadows fall. Hawxy screaming down the hall. Shieldz got fire in his veins. Calls it out, no time for games. Mark out of 10, he's tearing it down. Mark out of 10, no room for clowns. AEW shite program will say. Mark out of 10, no backing away.
Welcome everyone to Mark Out of 10, the wrestling podcast where opinions mean everything and nothing at the same time. Tonight we're going to list the top 10 how did they survive that moments, along with the latest going on in wrestling. But first up, I am the Mark Shieldz, and my co-host, the man who's worked stiffer than a Viagra promo with Val Venus, the housewife's favourite heel, Hawxy. How are you doing, Hawxy?
I'm doing really good. I was not expecting a Val Venus plug this early on, but we'll take it.
Absolutely.
Mate, do you know what? I'm doing really good. I'm better than I should be, mate. Living the dream. Excited about tonight. We're recording later on in the week for a change.
We are, yeah.
This is a Friday evening recording. So yeah, it's good. We've had busy weeks this week, haven't we, mate? We've been everywhere and stuff. So yeah,
we have done, yeah. And a very belated happy birthday to you, Hawxy.
Oh, thank you.
Your birthday earlier in the week.
It was, yes.
That's one of the reasons
again.
why we. yeah, sure. Plus VAT.
Right, yeah.
There's a fucking credit crisis.
About 200% right now.
So it's been a busy week. It's been a fucking roasting hot week as well. It's ridiculous.
It has, yes. It has.
Smell like a fatty in a cake shop. It's ridiculous.
It's been beautiful. I went to the gym earlier on as well, and they usually have like the big, massive like fans that they put around everywhere to get all the air flowing and stuff. None of them were on, and it was like where I was doing my bit, I was sort of doing like a bit of a cardio-y kind of thing, and where they were, it was like on the mezzanine bit, so it was just high up, and it was warm, and it was sweaty, and I tried to do like the last little round on the punch bag, and I had to stop because I thought I was going to pass out. It was brutal. It was really,
I'm going to pass out.
I was like, I need to go and sit down because I'm going to go over.
Fucking gassed.
Yeah, honestly, proper gassed up, but it was got to feel good, mate. Feel nice for going. Little blast at the end of the week. Sort myself out. Clear my head a little bit. Ready for tonight. I'm fucking buzzing. This is going to be fun, I think, this one. Because it's not... For me, my list, I've got one, which is number one. And then the rest of them, it's not necessarily like one is going to be bigger or better than the other or whatever. It's just I want to talk about these ones because I think they're really fun to talk about. And there might be some stuff tonight that I think, A, people wouldn't have seen, and B, they probably haven't seen for a long time or sort of kind of forgot about and think, holy shit, yeah, or they'll go and watch a little YouTube short or they'll do whatever. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, I'm the same. So I've got one, definitely one that was on my list from the get-go. Like, my number one from the get-go. I'd be very surprised if we don't have the same number one. Yeah. But the rest of my list is very different. It's all to do with, a couple of them are talking points. Be great to get a wrestler's perspective, but also it's different like key moments as well, I suppose you could say, or just like what the fuck were you thinking moments. So it's going to be a really talky heavy as opposed to something that means something to me, which is bizarre when we do these podcasts. But before we get into that, let's talk about some of the goings on in the wrestling world this week. And I think one that's been on everybody's social medias, etc., has been good old Karrion Kross and his lovely other half, Scarlett, being no longer with WWE. The contracts ran out, and they're now officially free agents. Is it a work, Hawxy? Let's go straight to the matter in hand.
There's lots and lots of little bits that's come out about this, because I heard they offered him a deal and it was like, you've got 24 hours to accept it. And Scarlett wasn't part of the deal. Yeah. But I haven't listened. I wanted to listen to his
Ariel
Helwani interview, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it. And because I wanted to sort of delve into it and stuff, but apparently that was like the main crux of it. There's lots of stuff about they didn't want him to get over. Do you know, they usually say, "Oh, we'll let the fans decide" and stuff. The fans were trying to decide this, and there was a lot of what's the word I'm trying to look for? they just didn't want that to happen. And they were making it very clear that they didn't want it to happen, no matter how much he was trying to sort of push that. They were trying to pull back on it. So you need to go out, you need to go and do the job. You don't need, when you're doing a promo, don't acknowledge that they're chanting your name and all this sort of stuff. He was asking about the merchandise, and he asked his contact about the merchandise and said, I've heard that I'm doing really well. Oh, I don't know. He was like, what do you mean you don't know? I don't know. I'm not pretty. He's like, you know everything else about everything else that we normally ask you about. What do you not know about this one? And he's, I'll find out for you. Or you need to go and speak to this person and ask. And he was asking all these people, and the people in the know didn't know how good he was doing. So they were trying to, this is obviously what he's saying. They were trying to hide it from him. No, I don't. The thing with wrestling nowadays, and I think this is a really good position to be in, that we're actually asking this question. Do you know what I mean? As like a wrestling fan, it's like, oh, he's off and he's going to go somewhere else or whatever. It's like, we know it's a work. Like, oh, he'll turn up on like in such and such on what date or whatever. Like, we get it, but I don't know. But I would be more inclined to say that it isn't. That it is. I think if they do business again, like soon, it'll be a little bit like the R-Truthy kind of situation, where like some of the crowds are probably going to take over, and you know what I mean, or some of the sort of I hate this term, but it's the only way I can think about it, like the groundswell of like asking for him back. I know, of asking for him back. I think that's the only. I don't think they want to. I think they will have their hand forced to do business with him again. I don't think this would have been planned. I'll be honest. I'm probably 75 to 25. The fact that this isn't a work. What say you? Give me your thoughts, mate.
I don't know. That's I suppose that's a good thing with wrestling. Yeah, I didn't get to catch the Ariel Helwani interview either. It's something I'm definitely going to watch probably over the weekend. Mm-hmm. There's so many bits to it. So obviously, they're in the alumni page now, which is fine. But if you go in WWE shop, his T-shirts are still on there at full price. Now, the usual matter of course is they get slashed straight away when they get released, or the contract expires, so they don't need to pay them out fucking massive amount. I think it was Bubba Ray Dudley in his podcast, Busted Open. He was saying that if he goes, if this is truly a work, then he needs to go away for a long time, like we're talking 6 months or so. And I probably agree with him, because they pulled the trigger really early on the R-Truth thing, because of the groundswell, as you called it, of the fan support. I think if they did that again, it would just sort of lose its impact. And no pun intended. Talking about where he could go next. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is, for me, this is probably an unpopular opinion. I don't think he's as good as everybody says he is. He's got a great character, right? He's got a great manager. I just find him really boring in the ring. And I have done for the last few years. I think his last real good stuff was probably TNA. It's like, I'm not surprised they didn't renew his contract. I mean, think about how disinterested were we in the Sammy Karrion Kross like feud. We didn't care, right? But there's everything about him that he should be a star, but for me, there's just that something missing. He can talk. He can talk. As I say, he's got Scarlett there. She's got a great look. There's just something about him. It's just not for me.
So you got Damien Priest syndrome for you at the minute?
A little bit, yeah. And maybe I'm going away and like learning a new hold is not a bad thing for him. But yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, where does he go next, though?
So I'm going to speak on the work thing. I agree with I to a certain extent I agree with what you've just said. So I'm not like, this is not like a counterpoint to sort of like try and talk you around or anything like that. This is just my take on it. I am surprised that he is he's getting this sort of attention. I'll be honest with you. I think what he's done is what lots of wrestling fans like, and that's he went and got himself over by being real.
Yeah.
Now, do you know we always say, or I always say on here, like, person issues draw money. It was on the fucking wall behind Jerry Jarrett's desk back in the day. It's true. Effervescent, this term is. It's literally evergreen. You look at all of the amazing feuds, even recently, it's all personal shit. So what he did is he obviously had it was the night after Mania, wasn't he? He went and done that shoot promo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he made that happen himself because nobody was going to do it. He knew he was on the way out. He's like, I might as well fucking do something about it and try what everybody else has done. There is something there with people who don't like him. Now, in regards to his work in the ring, I like his work because he doesn't look like he's being a wrestler. The way that he works and the way that he moves is like watching a fight, like a fighter, if that makes sense. His strikes, the way he doesn't. Do you know we've said on the stream or on the podcast when all these cookie cutter fucking wrestlers are coming out and they run the ropes in a certain way, they do moves in a certain way, they act like they roll and all that because they're being all taught how to do the same thing. He's like a legit fucking badass. He works. When I watch it, he works as though he's like fighting, not as if he's doing pro wrestling. Like he's learnt to be a pro wrestler from being a fighter, like doing his like, what's he called, fucking Muay Thai
like,
stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's jiu-jitsu and all that. He works like that, but he's like trying to be a wrestler. I kind of like it. It looks it's hard to explain without watching him, if you know what I mean. Like to point him out, like. What we'll probably do is maybe watch a match or two, and I'll sort of like, if we do ever come, watch, I'll be like, oh, look at this, or look at this, the way he's doing that sort of thing. I like that, but I agree. He's not like, where is all this about LA Knight? For an example, I would take an LA Knight over a Karrion Kross, like in the current scheme of things. But I do like Karrion Kross. I think he's just been a little bit unlucky. But these people know a lot more than we do, don't they? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. There's got to be something missing for them not to jump on it.
I mean, they don't. I mean, they do it occasionally, but they don't often cut in the current like scheme of things. They don't often swing and miss with stuff like that.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So I agree that there's definitely they're obviously seeing something we're not, and I think the outcries came from usually the wrestling fans nowadays. They're used to if we make enough noise, they're going to pander to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they did it with R-Truth, and they've really done nothing with R-Truth.
Yeah,
like in all honesty, you know.
Did they bring him back for an extra contract, or they just give him a date thing, or whatever?
No, I think he's on a contract. I think it's a year extension. So I mean, I'll wait and see. But again, even if let's say this is a work, right? Do you see Karrion Kross legitimately being thrust into the main event picture? I don't see him going up against like a Seth or a fucking Gunther or a CM Punk.
The first thing that pops into my head when you ask that question, I would genuinely like to watch a match between him and Gunther, and let them do whatever they want, because I genuinely think it would be good.
I just don't see it.
I think it would be. I think it'd be hard hitting. It would be as close to sort of like. I don't want to use the term shoot fighting because that would sort of make it seem as though it's going to be fucking boring, if you know what I mean. It would be as close to a fucking like a ruckus as you'd be able to find nowadays. Because Gunther would beat the fuck out of him and work with him, and Karrion would beat the fuck out of him and work with him as well.
The thing is, I don't see Karrion Kross taking a bump because he doesn't like bumping. So I just don't see how that match would work. Like, he never takes a flat back bump. If you watch his matches, he's never taken a flat back bump.
The rumor is he doesn't want to bump. Apparently, that's probably what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
That's probably what it is. To be fair, you don't want to take a bump. See you later.
But you know what I mean? I was like, I don't see it that side of the fence. Then he's definitely not going to go up against like a Cody or a Roman Reigns or stuff. It's like maybe mid card talent in terms of like maybe a US title run, maybe Intercontinental. I mean, the IC's probably just a little bit out his reach, in my opinion.
I think he's better than that. I don't want to pin him into. I just think he's a different presentation. I'd rather have Karrion Kross over Damian Priest.
Yeah. But Damian Priest is not in the main event picture just now, right?
I'd rather have Karrion Kross over Jey Uso. For me.
Yeah. But again, for me, I don't see Jay. I don't see Karrion.
Yeah,
he's not a top guy. No,
yeah.
But I don't see Karrion Kross being a top guy either. He's a guy. He's not the guy.
Agreed. He's way too good for them to let him go. But there's something. It's probably the bumping thing, right? It's genuinely. It's probably the bump thing. Like I don't want to take a bump. What the fuck? What are you doing here for then? It's probably that.
Yeah.
It's probably that.
I just don't see him in the main event picture personally. It's like I know you like him and like you say his work's decent, but for me, there's just something that
something missing. There's something missing. There must
be
something
absolutely
missing for lots of people because that's why it hasn't been renewed. Like I get that. I totally get that, dude. I just think he's go back to like Skinhead Cross from NXT.
Yeah,
that initial because he was he looked like he would. He looked like do you know what's like John Wick. And you see like they're fucking like the Russian or the, whatever, Ukrainian fucking like bodyguard guys who literally they've killed a man with their bare hands. He looked like that. He looked like a Balkan hitman. Like he could have legitimately been an Albanian hitman, and with his fit misses, he just does what he says. That presentation was sick. Just an absolute animal.
Do you think he put on too much size? Is that the issue then? Because he just for me, I know you say he moves like he's in a shoot fight, but I think he's really like it's a good Scottish word. He's really stecky in the ring. Like just he doesn't have much fluid movement. It's just I don't know, man. Just something about him. Like I'd rather watch Scarlett in the match, but that's for totally different reasons. But I'm
trying to look at trying to find an image of him. Yeah, like him with his skinhead there. He looks absolutely badass. Like a badass. And now he's sort of like, that picture of him with the NXT title there, it's fucking brilliant. And she's like all whited up with a full suit on, and she's just like, bring back that Karrion Kross, man.
I'm telling you, TNA Karrion Kross, he was lean, he looked absolutely like the bald head, he was an absolute monster, but I don't know, I think it's similar to like, and I'm not saying he's the same as AJ Styles, but when AJ Styles put on like all that size and he couldn't do what AJ Styles did, and he's lost a lot of size, that's what he needs to go back to. Look at Scarlett.
Himself up a little bit. You reckon that's what it is?
I don't know, surmising.
Rather than being a cruiserweight, get into a bit of middleweight or something. Drop a couple of LB, son.
Yeah,
he looks more. He looks way more. There's that one where they're doing the match when they haven't got any ropes on it. Can't remember what they called it now. But he looks ripped to fucking shreds there. Yeah, bring back that Karrion. That's what we want. You gotta give the people what they want.
So as I said, like, where's he going to go? If it's definitely a shoot and like it's not a work, where's he going to go?
I mean, AEW would fuck him up. They'd fumble him.
Yeah,
he'd do some good business there with some of the lads who were there, but I think
him versus Swerve would be money.
If he went there and they treated him right. And he didn't get in his own way and was sort of doing the stuff that he's doing now and keeping it real, not getting pulled into all the bullshit, and actually got himself over and was a threat to those guys, he would be easily their world champion, easily, with a presentation like he's got and the work that he's got. But I think TNA has got to be where he's going, which is probably it might be a little bit of where this work potentially might be coming in is, let's build him up. Let's give him. Like when Stone Cold went to ECW, because everybody knew what happened. And he got FedExed his release, and he went there and he cut that promo about fucking Bischoff, and and just was like over as fuck instantly. He could go to TNA and do something like that. Like that's his moment to go there and make himself a big deal. That's. Do you know what? I've just talked myself into that's how I'd book it. That's how I'd book it. There you go. I just talked myself into it. That's how I'd book it. Go there, make yourself absolutely massive.
Yep.
Do what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on as part of it, and fucking get yourself over, kid.
Okay, so yeah, we'll find out where Karrion Kross goes next, Hawxy. Next bit of news in the wrestling world is a proposed move to TNA programming from their current day to a Wednesday, which means they would go head to head with obviously AEW. Thoughts, Mr. Hawks?
This is like a massive WWE dick swinging power play, isn't it? This is. I want to do one of the podcasts we got coming up. I want to do a little bit of a segment on talking about what I'm just about to touch on. So there's way more meat on the bone for this one. But I think WWE are playing like the longest game ever with AEW. They were a little bit worried about it at the start because obviously they're trying to sign everybody up. They thought, oh, fucking hell, this kid's got a load of money. Then they've realised this kid's a fucking idiot and he's not going to do anything. So they're trying to just take over. They're snapping up with the LFG and the fucking future contracts. You know what I mean? Letting the guys work on the indies, but they're contracted and all that sort of stuff. Like with this TNA thing, it's like when WWE are way too big to even think about seeing AEW as competition, right? Let's have that right. They're nowhere near, not in the same league. So what could we possibly do to make this really annoying piece of shit promotion go away? Let's buy up all of the talent. On the same week that AEW say they've got a fucking agreement with CMLL, they go and tell everybody that they've got an agreement or they basically bought AAA. You know what I mean? They've got...
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Exactly. They've got this agreement with TNA, which clearly they're using as like a bit of a farm for talent, but also they're sending it's like a loan. It's like what Smoky Mountain or fucking ECW used to be back in the day. They're just sending people out on loan, aren't they? It's like Man City buying up all these... I mean, they've got 1,000 players on contract and all these young kids, and they're just like, yeah, you go there, yeah, you go there. And then if they cut loose their shit, they'll just cut them loose their shit and they'll never amount to anything. Like, it's what they're doing it's fascinating, really. And they know their NXT stuff is not really geared up towards doing that thing. I think we look at history the last couple of years, especially, when they have gone all out on a Wednesday with NXT, they have beat them. TNA, they used to do 2.1s, 2.2s when they were on, like, you mean like back, they used to have 2.5 million viewers. I don't even think Raw or SmackDown's got 2.5 million viewers now. And that's Raw and SmackDown, which is like huge. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we take the piss about, like, you know, LOL TNA and stuff, but that fucking Slammiversary pay-per-view the other week was really good.
Yeah, and, yeah, it was.
And they've got, if they have the production and the time slot and the promotion behind it, they could quite easily. I'm going to say this right now. What day is it? 15th of August, 2025. 2039, 8:39. I'm going to say this right now. Within 12 months, if they do go head-to-head, within 12 months, TNA will be overtaking AEW on a Wednesday night.
Interesting point. Clip it.
Get it on fucking TikTok.
Okay.
Too busy blocking out the haters. So, fuck you guys. What say you, mate? Give me your thoughts.
That's an interesting take. I mean, like, we've always been very critical of AEW, right? And for good reason, you know. We want every promotion to be strong because it ultimately makes a better product, right? And AEW just haven't been it. Now, there will be people, maybe they listen to this, maybe they don't, maybe on Twitter and stuff, that'll be like, oh, AEW are like the wrestling we've all been waiting for. It's like, it's really not. The issue I've got is...
It could have been.
It could have been, absolutely.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah,
100%. And we still hold out hope, right? That there's certain glimmers of hope in that promotion that could be really good, but there's still that fucking stench of shite of wrestling past, right? That is like a proper Scottish like take there, right? What was I saying? What was my point? I just went onto a fucking rant there. Yeah, the issue I've got is, could this be like a revisit of mistakes of wrestling past? Because obviously TNA famously decided it was a great idea to go on a Monday against when they were doing their 2.1s, their 2s, etc. in the ratings. They decided to go up against Monday Night Raw on a Monday. This has that similar sort of vibe to it. I don't know if they're quite ready for it yet. Now, the difference is they've got a big backer with WWE, right? That's by the by. But I think it might be a bit premature, man. Because AEW ratings, although they're still like not where they want it to be, they have been on the increase in the last few weeks and probably months as well, to be fair. I think they hit 700 odd, like the other Wednesday there. So it's going in the right direction, wasn't it? Something like that, yeah. I just don't know. I think it's going to be really important what TNA do in the first like few weeks and months, if and when they do move to a Wednesday. And yeah, I reckon what's going to happen is there's going to be a big push towards TNA versus WWE NXT, and we'll see that as a Survivor Series match there. And I see Karrion Kross going to TNA and being their sort of savior, because obviously Trick Williams is their TNA champion. I see that happening, and I see something where Karrion Kross will eventually beat Trick to be the TNA champion, and then that's the way I would book it. That's the way I'm thinking. November time, that's when you'll see like a big TNA NXT type Survivor Series style match. And if they go onto the main Survivor Series pay-per-view with that, then we can talk about, could TNA cope with like a rivalry with AEW? Because at the moment, I think it's too early.
I disagree. Basically, I think the comparison between the Monday night thing, it was a very different time with very, very, very different players. WWE had absolutely fuck all to do with TNA back then. It was Anthem, and it was fucking Dixie's dad, and all them big dicks went, we got ourselves a wrestling show. And it was Bischoff and Hogan coming in and selling themselves to be the second coming, basically. And they sold a dream, and they sold an idea to some people, trying to revisit their heyday of Bischoff saying to fucking Ted Turner, give me prime time, give me Monday night, and we'll do it. It's a very, very different time. Very, very different situation altogether. What we've got now, like I said earlier on, you have the WWE back in this. TKO back in this. Okay? They will put their name to anything. They'll sell their soul to the devil if it means promoting. You fucking Travis Scott. You look at all these people they got doing songs and music for their fucking shows. You've got advertisements on the stage. You've got advertisements for fucking entrances. You've got matches being sponsored. Like, all this mad shit. They're going to have an idea here. They're going to have a plan. And it's not to do anything for TNA. This is not to help TNA. It will help TNA, but they're not doing it for TNA. They're doing it for themselves to get rid of AEW being a pain in the arse for them. That's what they're doing. Because all AEW are doing now is whenever anyone's contracts come up for renewal, it's like back in the day, they're saying, oh, well, yeah, fucking hell, they're interested, they've had chats, or there's somewhere else to go. So you get a Becky Lynch. She was never, ever going to go anywhere, but I guaranteed she got a couple of more fucking numbers on her contract than she would have done. Yeah. You have it with Kevin Owens would have had the same situation. When all these guys' contracts come up for renewal, they're going to have that situation. So it's costing them millions and millions and millions of dollars. Plus the pain in the arse to have to deal with all this stuff is being a pain in the arse. They will put I'd say that they'll put 10 million into TNA just in advertisement alone. They will get the normal fan, not that 500,000 people who we talk about all the time with AEW. If they have wrestling, pro wrestling on the show, I think a percentage of that 500,000 would go across to a TNA. You just think about the kind of people who WWE can put on a TNA event on a Wednesday night. You could have an AJ Styles go there and have a match against Leon Slater or Moose or whoever. You could have a Cody Rhodes turn up. You could have the fucking Rock show up, for fuck's sake. You could even have fucking Cena go and wrestle Joe Hendry.
I was literally just about to say that. I can see if they're going to do it properly, Cena will go in to give Joe Hendry the rub.
This is what I'm saying. It's a very, very, very different world. And their business model is not, it's not TV ratings and it's not fucking hell pay-per-view sales and all that sort of stuff. It's market share. It's the flywheel, dude. Like, that's what they want to do. They want to own the space. And they can't own the space with billionaire Tony knocking around, being a pain in their ass. So they're playing every single angle they can. Long, short, and middle. The whole thing. They're trying to take him out. And they're not doing it by, oh, fuck AEW. They're just being really smart. They're being really smart. It's very clever what they're doing. Very clever.
Interesting. It's always an interesting time speaking wrestling with you,
Yes.
Hawxy, but could this be the first nail in the coffin in the death of AEW? And speaking of death, Hawxy, let's move on to our list. And how could you survive... See what I did there?
What a
we're going to talk
pro
about...
this guy is. Look at him.
It's been a while. Okay, so it's the top 10. How did they survive that moment? Okay, that's all it was. There was no real criteria, as ever with our list. It's how we justify it, because justification is everything. How did you find it, Hawksy? How did you go about making your list?
This was rock hard, for a start.
It's just the way you're sitting.
I didn't know you could see on the angle of the camera. It was really tough to whittle all this down. Like I said, I had one, and then I was like, I'm just going to talk about stuff that I want to talk about. And maybe take it from, this is not me saying this like to be like, oh, yeah, the fucking wrestling oracle that I am, but maybe just to educate a couple of people and to introduce them into some mad shit that's happened over the years. Because on this list is some mad shit. It's just a mix of everything. There's a couple of different promotions in there. There's a couple of different times in there. It's cool. It's there's one person who sort of features on here a couple of times, which is quite funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to seeing what. I don't think we're going to have many that match on here, by the way.
I probably agree.
Think we're going to have our number one that's going to match, and then I don't think we're going to have many at all. I'm looking forward to talking about this one. Excited.
Yeah. And I don't think this is going to be a list where we have proper arguments about anything, because the way I went about it is, again, there's, as I said earlier, there's one or two things that are proper moments that like get you talking about it, and like it's more about, it looks like they've killed someone, but you know, it's like, it's how did that? Yeah, we'll see when we get into the list, but there is one or two moments where people are like, have been injured, and we can talk about how fucking stupid they are. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting list this week. Okay, you ready?
I'm well ready for this. Yeah.
Okay, Hawksy boy, do you want to go first this week?
Yes, can do.
Go on then.
My number 10 is from WrestleMania 19. In the main event, it is Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, which is a great match, by the way. If you've never seen it, or you haven't seen it for a long time, go and check it out. But it's the famous shooting star press that Brock Lesnar attempts to do on Kurt Angle. Now, everyone says, there's a lot of people who will say that Kurt Angle was too far away. Kurt Angle was positioned in exactly the right place you need to be positioned if Brock Lesnar was hitting the shooting star from the right fucking corner. He went to the corner that was further away from him. So if you don't know what a shooting star press is, the guy's on the top rope. There's a guy laid prone, front or back, whatever. and it's almost like an inverted fucking moonsault, isn't it? Basically, so you're jumping forward and doing a backflip, and it's very weird to see. It's a cool move. It's one of my favorite moves,
amazing.
by the way. It looks sick as fuck, especially for Brock to do it. And everyone says like, "What the fucking hell, Brock Lesnar's doing this for?" Like, I mean, I agree to a certain degree, but he's done it before lots of times. He's done it in OVW, like he's done it on, different matches and stuff. So he can do it. He didn't just wake up that morning and go, "I'm going to do a shooting star press tonight." He's done it before and he's hit it. But he jumped from the wrong side, so he was basically trying to do a shooting star press to like 3/4 of the ring, rather than doing it from the other side. If he'd done it from the other side, he would have hit it, and we'd never ever been speaking about this again. We would have probably talked about it as like, "Holy shit, that was amazing. He did a shooting star press at WrestleMania." It would have been a WrestleMania moment, not a WrestleMania botch moment, if you know what I mean. He fucking legit, like they said, if he wasn't as muscular as he was with his neck and how jacked up he was, he would have been paralyzed or died when he was looked at. There is some footage knocking around of like him afterwards, but he was absolutely fucked. Concussion, all the bad stuff. Like, talking of fucking CTE or whatever, like, this is probably Genesis for fucking Brock Lesnar with his CTE. But like, I'm watching the clip back now. Like he's, like Kurt Angle is, I mean, they have a 20-foot ring in the WWE. He is easily 3/4 of the way across. So he's probably best part of 14, 15 feet across the ring. And he's trying to do a move. If he'd done a splash, he would have fucking nailed it. It would have been like Rob Van Dam. But how Lesnar like had the, it must have just been autopilot that he kicked out, because Kurt Angle went for the pin straight after and got kicked out. I think I've listened to some like Kurt on stuff, and obviously a while ago, and he was saying, like, he said you had to talk him through the rest of the match basically, and sort of guide him through it. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, like, from maybe our younger listeners or viewers or people who haven't seen it for a long, the match is amazing. They're both of them. Some of the stories coming out after that match, like they found Kurt Angle like in the shower, like unresponsive, just stood there, and they had to, like, Bruce Pritchard had to go in fully clothed and like take him out the shower and stuff, because he was just fucked, like just absolutely mental. But yeah, you need to go and check it out. So yeah, I always, when I think of like, holy fucking shit, like, oh, like I always think of that, because like he's a big motherfucker, best part of 300 pound landing on his head. So yeah, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 19.
But we'll talk about that later.
No fucking way! Is it like, oh, we're not going to have many? First one in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay. Well, it's not my number 10. It is further on my list. I'm intrigued to see what else is on your list, because I thought that'd be quite high up, but we'll see what it is. Right. So my number 10, it links really into how did they survive that, and the reason why this person has survived what happened is because of the person that's actually doing the move. And it goes back to a SmackDown episode, October 11th, 2016, AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth.
Oh, yes.
With Dean Ambrose, being the special ref. And this is where he does the Styles Clash in James Ellsworth. And, well, as you know, Hawxy, again, I might be speaking out of turn here, but usually when you do any sort of move, wrestlers tuck their chin, right, to avoid any form of like whiplash. Yep. Whereas the Styles Clash is the opposite. You keep your head back so your face hits first. Yep. So what Ellsworth did was tuck out the instinct, maybe, and basically if the Styles Clash had hit, the top of his head would have hit the mat, and basically you break your neck, essentially, right? I think it was Yoshitatsu did this in 2014. Again, there's a fucking blast for the past. I bet you didn't think you'd hear Yoshitatsu on the podcast this evening.
No, I like Yoshitatsu as well.
He was very good. Yeah. So this is a discussion point I want to say. I think this particular section with James Ellsworth, is this a prime example of don't do stuff you don't know what to do? Don't do stuff you don't know. Fucking hell. What's the phrase I'm trying to say here? Don't do stuff you don't know how to do, right? I think that's a prime example here, because that's why a lot of people get injured. And the Styles Clash is really, really dangerous, right? Go.
I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to talk. Do you know you said like this from a wrestler's perspective earlier on?
Yeah.
I'm going to go straight in with this, okay?
Okay.
So, 2 points. I'll make the first point, and then let me make the second point.
Yeah.
So,
go for it.
as a professional wrestler, when you're being trained, you are always trained from the very start before you take any moves. When you're learning to take a bump, you are always learned and taught, and it's drilled into you, literally drill, to tuck your neck on everything. Okay? Now, there was an incident 2 years prior to this. Was it 2016 you said for this?
2014. Sorry, the 2016 for the Ellsworth incident, yeah.
Okay. So there was an incident prior to this when AJ was doing his indie work, and he wrestled a guy in Preston Championship Wrestling, PCW, in 2014 called Lionheart. And he actually broke Lionheart's neck doing this move. Wow. Okay. Lionheart's no longer with us. Top lad as well, by the way. It was a guy called Adrian McCallum, Scottish guy. Really, really good guy, really good worker as well. But he done exactly the same thing that James Ellsworth did. Now, James Lionheart he'd worked for a long time. He was he's probably one of the names on the UK indie scene. Very, very, very good wrestler, trainer, worker, everything. And it happened exactly the same way as what you're talking about then. So rather than open up, which is completely alien to everything you get told as a professional wrestler. So at that moment in time, you're gassed, you're tired, you're hurt, you're fucking 20, 25 minutes maybe into the match. Muscle memory, bang, you're told to tuck your neck. Tuck your chin. That's what happened. And the reason Styles caught it is because from that day when he hurt Lionheart, he had to, every single time he done that move, he done it with extra care. He said in an interview, he said, like, that changed the whole way in which I worked in the ring because he broke this guy's neck. Really, really bad situation. Very bad situation. But it's one of those things, like, AJ Styles was amazing for doing that and catching it because fucking hell, Ellsworth is nowhere near as big of a guy as well than fucking Lionheart would have been. He would have been in a bad way. But yeah, it's really weird. It's so alien and contrary to everything you get told as a pro wrestler when you're learning, when you're in there. You always tuck your chin. You're always tucking your chin on everything. Every back bump, everything you take, you tuck your chin. So when you're taking that Styles Clash, it's so easy to just be like, oh, I was going to tuck my chin because it's muscle memory. So yeah,
interesting.
It's a horrible fucking situation, and I'd completely forgot about it until you just brought that up. But there's reasons. There's two reasons as to each way that story goes, basically. So yeah,
interesting. I just thought it was a good talking point for this particular thing.
We've gone straight in with a good talking point, right?
Yeah, so absolutely. It's good.
Good shit.
So yeah, it's one move where doing what you've taught your entire career could actually kill you. So there you go.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I'll fuck you up.
Okay. My number 9. Now I'm sure, like, we spoke about this. Obviously, we didn't do the podcast back then, but we definitely talked about it, like, on streams and stuff like that in the past. And it was from an Impact episode in 2018. It's when Sami Callihan used a real baseball bat spot on a chair against Eddie Edwards. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh my God, no, I can't remember this.
So this is when
shit. Okay.
So this is when Sami Callihan was just being Sami Callihan, to be perfectly honest, and he had like a chair wrapped round Eddie Edwards' like face, essentially, head.
Yes.
And he went for it, and it wasn't a gimmick bat, and he basically ricocheted off the chair, and it fractured his like eye socket. It legitimately could have killed him because it was a real bat, and it went through. And it was just so yeah. Basically, again, this is another talking point in terms of don't do shit you don't know how to do, right? It's like, that was an unnecessary spot. I think it was Cornette that was saying stuff like that. It was just an absolute dog shit spot. There was no need for it, especially with like a real bat, because it was a metal bat, and the sound it made against Eddie Edwards' head was ridiculous. Eddie Edwards was never the same again, man. He was all sorts of fucked up, right? Fractured eye socket. It was just horrendous. It basically, I don't know if that was him. I don't think he did it deliberately, but he definitely used that sort of real heat that he got backstage to make it into like heel heat, because he was going like that was his maniac gimmick at the time, right? He was supposed to be like this outlaw that didn't care what the fucking the man said, sort of like what Moxley's doing now, basically. But yeah, just it was really controversial, and I think again it's really loosely connected to the topic. But again, I just thought it was an interesting talking point about this fucking nutcase.
Fucking hell, he had it. He had it like on his. It was like you normally sit on it.
Stand up, yeah.
You would like sit on it, wouldn't you? And like it's like over someone's, and he fucking fucking hell. I'd forgot about that. Jesus, yeah, Sammy's.
So, again, legitimately, that was a point. Again, he could have like properly died. You know, it's like
100% could have killed him. 100%
could have killed him.
If that smashed him on the temple, because you're always told once again, just from a wrestler's perspective, you like turn your head when you're doing stuff like that, so you don't take shit in the face. So like, if he turned his head and it hit him on the temple, you can die from that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Fucking hell.
So he needed surgery, Eddie Edwards. It was like a fractured orbital bone. I think that was it. It was a broken nose.
2018.
2018. Yeah, an Impact episode.
Wow.
It was just What was really bad about it though? Impact Wrestling shows how fucked up it was. They actually replayed it loads of times on TV, watching a guy get hit in the face with a baseball bat. It's like, what the fuck? It's
like TNA.
There's one way to get a black eye. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Probably one of the most interesting things that happened on the show for those 2 years anyway. So
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. God.
Two very different examples from my top, like my last two. So there we go. My number 9.
Dude, honestly, that's so good. I'd completely forgot about that. Brilliant. Love that shit. It's my number 9 now.
Your number 9?
I mentioned it on one of the Discord channels that we're both in the other night. It's Royal Rumble 2000, and it is the elimination of Taka Michinoku. When he gets yeeted out of that ring, holy shit. If you've never seen this before, go out of your way on fucking Netflix and watch this clip, because genuinely it is it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see, and B, it is one of the most brutal things you will ever see. Well, it's not even in a wrestling ring. Is it?
Poor wee bastard, man, honestly. We got fucking launched.
So, it's two big motherfuckers. It could be anyone. Like, it's early-ish on, isn't it? Like, back in the day, in the Royal Rumble. And they chuck him, and what he does is he grabs on to the top rope as he's going over and sort of does a somersault. But it's a bit like, I don't know if anyone can remember that Dolph Ziggler bump when he takes the monkey flip and he does like the front flip and lands on his face. Can you remember that? He sort of does like a, whatever that is, a fucking 720 or whatever, I don't fucking know, 480, whatever. And he absolutely nails his face on the outside of the ring on the floor. Fucking hell, what a fucking bump. He gets carried off, doesn't he? He proper fucks himself up. I'm sure he's meant to come back in. There's meant to be another Kaientai running, isn't there, later on? Because Funaki comes in, doesn't he? But Taka doesn't, because he's fucked. Whenever anyone says, like, do you know, I always say, like, oh, the first things that pop into my head is usually what finds it on the list, because obviously there's a reason why it's the first thing that pops into my head. Anyone who mentions Taka Michinoku's name, that's what I go to. And anyone who fucking says to me, like, holy shit bumps, that's one of the first things that I go to. It is so brutal. Once again, I mean, he could have died. If he'd even done like another half rotation, he would have spiked himself. Taka was good, man. How? Yeah. And it's not as if they like, it wasn't like a Spike Dudley bump where they're just like, you know what I mean? He's up in the air and he's got no control. He was holding on to the ropes. All he had to do was like a house show dive.
Try to find who it was. Yeah, did he not fracture his like?
He fractured his cheek.
Yeah, his eye socket and stuff. Yeah, he was out for a while. It realistically fucked him up.
Big.
Oh, it was Gangrel and Big Boss Man that fucking yeeted him.
Well,
he basically got, like you say, he grabbed the top rope and he like flipped over it, and the poor bastard has landed face first. He got all sorts of fucked up there. Yeah,
Taka
ridiculous.
Michinoku was not a big lad.
No.
So to have Big Bubba was best part of 6'8", 6'7",
Yep.
and at least
Gangrel wasn't a small man,
and Gangrel was definitely a best part of 6'4". So when them pair are giving you a little boost, you're going. You are going. But yeah, fucking hell. And it's one of my favourite pay-per-views ever as well. It's fucking great pay-per-view. But that bump, man, fuck. Oh,
poor Taka. He
him.
never really recovered from that again, to be
No,
fair. It was like
no, he
was out
He
for
really
like 2
didn't.
years, I think, was it not? He was out for a while.
He was out for a while. He might have been knocking around when they were doing like choppy pee or whatever, but he wasn't doing much in the ring.
Choppy pee. Yeah, Taka Michinoku, first ever light heavyweight champion in WWF.
Once again, they fucking replayed it 100 times, and the King was fucking howling every single time.
He was wetting himself out every time. Poor bastard. Honest to God, that's such a shame. Oh man, Taka Michinoku. That's a few different names we've heard tonight that we didn't expect. Taka and fucking Yoshitatsu, James Ellsworth. Fuck me.
Sammy Callahan for a start.
Sammy Callahan, Eddie Edwards. Yeah, there we go.
Great
fucking
shit.
great. Okay, Hawxy boy, number 8.
If I said to you the name Joey Mercury,
ladder match.
Yeah. So I don't know if this was. So it was Armageddon 2006. It was a match between. It was him and
Johnny Nitro, John Morrison.
Nitro, John Morrison against. Oh my God,
Matt and Jeff.
Who was
Matt
it?
and Jeff.
Yeah, it was the Dudleys. Yeah.
Matt and
what
Jeff.
they did is they had like, you would get like a noggin knocker. So Matt Hardy had hold of Johnny and Joey's head, like as if he's going to bang their heads together. There was a ladder on its side, and then a ladder like a seesaw situation. Jeff is on the top rope. Jeff boosts himself over and lands on the other side of the ladder, and it fucking like seesaws up, and it smashes Joey Mercury in the face.
Square in the face.
Square in the face at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I done the calculation myself. It was 1,000,000 miles an hour. And instantly, the blood is just fucking pouring out of Joey Mercury's face. That he powders, doesn't he? He gets to the outside and he's like trying to fucking get the blood out of his face. And the camera zooms on it. Obviously, they see it on the screen, and the crowd are just like, "Holy shit!" It fucked him up, big time. He had like, I can't remember how many steps, but he had like all his nose was caved in, his eye socket was fucked. Like he needed, like they said, like he could have gone blind. Like all of his face needed like reconstructive surgery, all the stitches, like everything. Once again, he was like another guy that didn't really recover from it, really, because
that was the end of Eminem.
Yeah, like Eminem they were having a bit of a run, weren't they? They were having a bit of a push. They were tag team champions of this situation with Melina. Like they were presented in a really good way. But I mean, it could have turned out very, very differently for Joey Mercury. It really could have. 100%. I think it's one of those things as well where it was. I mean, there's probably been a few injuries like this in the history. It was a bit of a spirally kind of situation because he was on the way up and it knocked him down, and he's had a lot of issues over the last few years in some of the situations he's found himself in and some of the things he's been told. He was WWE, come back and done some bits and bobs. He was with Straight Edge Society, wasn't he? Joe Mercury?
Yes. Yeah.
He sort of got himself another opportunity. I think he was doing some agenting stuff as well.
Yeah, he was. He was backstage, yeah.
But he sort of, I don't know all of the ins and outs of it, but go and maybe have a little look if you want to go down the rabbit hole or whatever. But yeah, that was...
It's horrific.
Isn't it? Like, it's horrendous, isn't it? It's a horrendous image
It was so bad that that's what they used is, the don't try this at home. It was a black and white sort of video image of him, his face just covered in blood and stuff from that spot. I don't think it's used now, but it was used for a long, long time. As don't try this at home, folks. So yeah,
it
interesting.
Was horrendous. I was thinking, and I was like, it's pretty bad. That's like like this is 100% real moment, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like fucking hell, yeah. And once again, it could have really, really turned out a lot worse. Yeah,
100%. Nice, good number 8, Hawxy. A good number 8 from you, Hawxy boy. To be fair, that one was actually my wider list, but I took it off just so it's interesting. Just seeing his face basically explode was just horrific.
So grim. It's like instant.
Yeah.
Like, it's grim. Yeah. Class.
Okay.
This is fun, by the way. This is a fun list.
It's different, right? It is different. It's good.
Very different.
So big shout out to Mickey, I think it was, on our Discord that suggested this particular list.
The Death Counter, mate. The originator of the Death Counter. If that's not a new name for his finish, I'll be fuming. So
there might be a new addition to the stream. Just FYI, just so you know. So there we go. Check it next time. Twitch.tv/Mark out of 10. Okay, moving on to my number 8. I am going to go for WrestleMania 25, Undertaker's suicide dive against Shawn Michaels, where he basically landed on his fucking head. So, what was supposed to happen? He was supposed to do the big suicide dive that he usually does over the top rope. The cameraman was supposed to be there. I'll give you 10 points if you tell me who the cameraman was, Hawxy.
Oh my god. Ty Dillinger.
Nope. It was the son of Superfly's Jimmy Snuka. Sim Snuka. Yep. Also known as Juice from Juice and Domino.
I've annoyed myself by going too soon with that guess, by the way. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
He's fucking fuming.
I've let myself down. Yeah.
So yeah, basically he was out of position. The cameraman was out of position. Taker didn't help himself by catching his fucking foot on the top rope either, and basically landed.
Tell him that though.
Oh no, absolutely fucking no. None to do with you, Taker. None to do with you. He basically landed head first, and I mean the lucky thing was all he got was a concussion from it. He had a legit concussion. He was just on autopilot for the rest of the fucking match. But yeah, fucking really, really brutal. It was obviously accidents happen, but just shows you position is so important in wrestling, especially if like you are trying to catch the Phenom, right, at WrestleMania. Like, don't fuck that spot up. If you're going to have any spot with him, don't fuck it up. But I remember watching it and I was like, holy shit, he's dead. He should have died. It was ridiculous. Was it just good fortune?
I think it was a combination of probably everything. Way more luck than anything. Probably 98% luck. Yeah.
It was unreal, but
because he's a big lad. He's a big lad to be doing stuff like that. We may talk about that later on.
Well, there we go. Interesting. So there's the second one of the night. Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. My number 7 then. I'm going old school and 1986 Starrcade. The scaffold match. The Road Warriors versus the Midnight Express.
Goddamn!
Jim Cornette. There's actually 2 memorable spots if you think about it. Bob Eaton taking that fucking terrifying flat back bump, but the one I'm talking about is Jim Cornette hanging like 20 foot off the scaffold. And so the scaffold match is basically, the scaffold is like 20 odd foot high, and the object is to knock your opponent off it, right? That was the premise of it. There's no airbags or crash pads that you get nowadays. Fuck health and safety, right? Fuck it, who cares? And yeah, basically, Jim Cornette was up there. He was hanging off at 20 foot. This actually links quite nicely into the previous one as well, like the Undertaker being able to catch. He was supposed to get caught by Big Bubba at the bottom. Big Bubba did not catch him, and he basically fucked both his knees, right? He blew out both his knees from that fall, and he says it himself in his podcast, The Jim Cornette Experience, and The Drive-Thru. Check them out if you haven't listened to them. They're very, very good. But yeah, he basically didn't get caught, fucked his knees, and was never really the same again. And he says that himself. But again, those two really link quite well, 8 and 7, just because it's all down to not the actual wrestlers, but the additions to them. And if you're not in the right position, you don't catch them, you're going to fuck someone up. And Cornette was very, very lucky because it was such a massive height. It could have been a hell of a lot worse.
If for example, he wasn't hanging on, you know what I mean, legs first. Like, if he was going to take a bump off there and some of the people had to catch him, like they kind of do now, you know, they all gather around, they fucking wait there, and they're like, oh, let me wait and catch you. Like, back in the day, they wouldn't have had the opportunity to do that. Like, if Bubba was just the one guy ready to catch him as he was taking a bump off there, imagine what would have happened if he was taking, like, a back bump or he over-rotated or whatever happened. We would not be talking about Jim. Well, we'd be talking about Jim Cornette in very, very different situations now, wouldn't we?
Very differently, yep.
The vision of him landing, because it's not very high, but he was best part of 200 pounds, maybe 220, 230. Bigger lad, not an athletic 220 either. Him coming down and fuck his knee, his legs just going like from underneath him is horrible.
Horrific.
Horrible. I think he said, like, I think it's his left knee now. Like, he has to get it like fucking scoped and fucking syringed and everything. Like, when the weather gets
drained
bad and stuff,
yeah.
like he gets it fucks him up. So yeah, he was only a young lad then as well. To be fair, he
was one
20s. But yeah, that's it. Do you know what, man? I hadn't even thought about that to put on this list. So I'm glad you've brought that up because it's very, very good and it's wrestling history.
It is.
There was talking about, but who was it now? Was it Chris Sabin or Christopher Daniels or something? One of the guys who took one of the bumps off the fucking X match. What was it? We have a brain fart about this the other week, didn't we? What was the match where they had the red X hanging from the red crossed ropes across?
Was it not Ultimate X match? Or something?
Yes. Yeah. One of the lads done that when he dropped down and like just fucking like took like a high angle fucking bump off it.
Yeah, did he not try and flip round? Was it not?
Yes.
Was like he was upside down and he had to like spin.
To go back and he's like, who was it now? Was it Styles?
I want to say it's AJ, but I can't remember. Right? Ultimate X.
I'm just like, it's that kind of thing. Like, you're up high, anything can happen. Like, when you're not in control of your own body, when you're basically letting gravity fucking control you. From like those ropes, and that stuff doesn't work. Who is it?
There was one where fucking hell, that should be on my list. It's fucking Suicide and Christopher Daniels, where it's like essentially looks like Suicide was doing an Uranagi on Christopher Daniels.
Yes, yeah. But there's one where he's dropping by himself and he sort of lands.
I know.
Really high angle.
Is it not like he's pinged down or something? It's like something
like that. I can't remember. We'll do some.
Just talk. Just talk.
It's that kind of thing, though, isn't it? Where like you're up high, you know what I mean. You're not necessarily working with someone or something that can work back with you. Like ladders can't work back, chairs can't work back, tables can't work back, ropes can't work back. Scaffolds.
It was AJ.
It was AJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was, who was it? Someone drop kicked him. Like did a springboard drop kick. And drop kicked him, and he went backwards and flipped.
That, yes, he was hanging.
To be fair,
and they drop kicked him, and he sort of went like that, and he sort of
because he was crawling across. To be fair, it doesn't actually look that back. Looking at it just now, like he actually takes a proper flat back bump. The fucking Christopher Daniels and Suicide one was insane. Who is that doing? I can't think who's doing the drop. I can't see their face. I need to go back and watch a few of the Ultimate X matches. They were good.
Some of the TNA stuff was fucking great, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that's a thing. Like shit like that, you're in. You can try and prepare and say, oh yeah, I'll do this. But if you under rotate or over rotate, fucking 10 degrees either way, you're having a bad time. You're having a really, really bad time. So yeah.
It's legitimately, you're a couple of degrees off either picking up your paycheck or picking up a walking stick. Like, in all seriousness, you know, it's crazy. Yeah.
Or having to pick up your own fucking legs because they don't work anymore. Like, genuinely. So, you start singing fucking
All the bingo cards being fucking played tonight. You never thought that was going to get played.
Fucking hell. Woo!
Oh,
Friday
dear.
night. Right on. But yeah, Matt, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a good talking point. It's good
shit.
Conversation starter, mate. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's been fun tonight. I'm enjoying this.
Yes, mate. My number 7 is the complete opposite of your number 7. It's very, very, very modern. It's Darby Allin from AEW Revolution, the Sting's final match against the Young Bucks, the glass spot. It's not my spot. It's the glass spot. Absolutely mind-bogglingly stupid. Ridiculously dangerous. Stupendously beautiful as a visual. But fucking hell, what the fuck? I think we might have a clip on the socials of me and you watching this, and we recorded this as a watch along, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did.
We didn't say much. It was just a. So Darby Allin is on a ladder on the inside of the ring. There's 2 chairs lined up, like 4 chairs, sort of lined up, facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And for some strange reason, no reason whatsoever, there's a pane of glass laid across them, and one of the Bucks is lying on it. So what Darby Allin thinks he should do is like, I'm going to climb this ladder and I'm going to jump and do a fucking. It's like a front flip, wasn't it? Basically, on the ropes from the ladder, and yeah, he is in a bad way.
He got fucked up.
Really bad way. It's like the mad thing is like half the glass goes into like the fucking front row, so you can see like people in the front row like shit, like jumping out of the way because there's like glass flying in there. But his back was fucked up.
Fucked. Horrendous.
Ridiculous. That's one of the craziest spots of like modern times for me, especially on a big event. And it was Sting's last
retirement,
match, like his retirement match. Like the focus and the remembering of that match should be for Sting, not for Darby Allin going through.
Just been dying.
Do you reckon he used real glass?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later, I suppose.
Well, there we go. There we go. Cool. Good shit.
Good shit. Okay, Hawxy, you're number 6.
Oh,
ooh, piece of candy.
So, my number 6 is a Shane McMahon spot.
Okay.
When you think about like, holy shit, this motherfucker should have died.
Pick one.
Exactly. I think he sort of made this kind of thing his own, really. Because let's be honest, he couldn't work very well. He couldn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't the most athletic of people. He just wanted to get in the ring and have a little bit of fun. But this one here, my number 6, is when he's on top of the stage. It's at, hold on a second, I will tell you. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, because I'm going to let you in on it. There's another Shane McMahon spot on here.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have wrote this down, but I did write it down on my phone, but I didn't.
I can think of 3 Shane McMahon spots. There was 3.
Backlash. So it was Backlash 2001.
Okay.
So the one he does on the Big Show.
Yeah.
So Test is beating the Big Show up, and the Big Show's on the stage, and Shane climbs up to the top of the Backlash, gives the sign of the cross, and just it's the best part of maybe 30 feet, 40 feet.
Yeah, it has to be.
Top. And it's not like what they do now when they have like 100 mattresses or they have like a foam pit for you to land into. It was like an MDF or like a whatever, like a wooden stage. Hey up, little arm for the run in. It's like a wooden stage and then a bit of foam underneath, and you can see that because the camera goes to them when it's, and they're both like, they would normally land in stuff, wouldn't they? And they would just disappear under like this massive like mound of foam. They're just like and it's about 6 inches worth of padding. It is crazy. I can remember watching this when I was like, it was just before I moved away, not just before, like some months before I moved away from like all of my mates, and we would always watch wrestling around his house and stuff. And I can remember watching it and being like, oh my God, what the hell? And like you say, he does some big spots. I think this is probably his biggest jump that he did. Because, he had I don't know if I'm going too soon or I'm wetting anyone else's powder, but he done the thing with Blackman.
I don't have any Shane McMahon on my list.
Okay, so he done the thing with Blackman when he got hit on the back and he took the back bump on the match with Blackman. Obviously, he's come from the top of the Hell in the Cell. Was it Kevin Owens?
Yep.
Because Sammy pulled him out of the way. So like he's done some mad shit, but I think this is his maddest in terms of his high spots, like his jumping.
Yeah,
I think this is his maddest one, and this is one of those ones where it's like, once again, the margin for. I keep talking to you because you're. I need to bring you. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you here, and I'm going to put that. I'm going to put this over there, so I can look here and be a little bit more engaging with the audience who might be watching this as well. So, so basically, the margin for error on this is really small as well.
Yeah.
He's a big lad doing some mad shit from a really high height. This is probably twice as high as fucking Cornette coming off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. If you haven't watched it for a while, or if you've never seen it, like I said, we've got young listeners. I always forget. When we talk about all this stuff that we watched back in the day, because we're old as balls, aren't we? You know what I mean? We're getting there anyway. And we say it as if it's like everyone knows it because we know it and it's like what we watched or whatever. There's people who will be watching this or maybe watching the TikToks and the fucking book faces and all that, whatever it is. Like there'll be people who will watch this and they'll be like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So just Google it. Just Shane McMahon, Backlash 2001, dive or jump or elbow drop or whatever. And there'll be a 15, 20-second YouTube short on it. So yeah, it's a fucking nut spot.
It's a mental spot.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking insane. And I've said it before, and you're absolutely correct. There will be people that are listening and watching, etc., that haven't seen this. We are the custodians of modern day wrestling. That's it. That's our gimmick.
I was having a little procrastination moment the other day, and that popped into my head, and I thought, do you know what? That is a fascinating take on this, and it's a very, very positive take on this as well. And I think that's a great thing. Of all the things that we can take from what we do, I think that is the thing to take from what we do, genuinely. So that's some good shit. Well done.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
John
it.
Fuchs there with his philosophy brain.
Totally. Just maybe a slightly more Scottish twang. It's fine.
Oh dear. So yeah,
what number was that for you? That was your six?
That was number 6. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, going on to my number 6 then. Okay, my number 6. If I just get my shit in gear, I can't fucking find my number 6. Fantastic. My number 6 is a SmackDown 2022 episode, and this is actually a real injury. So that's why it's there. It's when Big E broke his neck on the floor. So general setup was it was a tag match, obviously New Day. Ridge Holland was attempting an overhead belly to belly on the outside of the ring on Big E. Big E under-rotated, I suppose you can say, and landed basically on the crown of his head, and it compressed his spine. It broke his C1 and C6, I think it was. And that was the lucky thing he had, because, it legitimately could have killed him. It could have paralyzed him. He was lucky he didn't get paralyzed. He had, I think it was a spinal cord damage he had on it. So, yeah, he was fucked. He's still out of action just now. I don't think he'll ever come back. I think that's him done. His recovery's still ongoing. I think he's probably got full functionality back, but he just can't take the risk of coming back into it. So I think the C1 fracture is called a Jefferson fracture, which that's the fatal one. So if you actually fracture your C1, there's like a very high chance you're going to die. And I mean, obviously, aftermath-wise, they managed to turn it into an angle with the New Day turning heel. Obviously, we watched that when Kofi and Xavier Woods turned on their good friend Big E. But yeah, really, it was a really hard watch, and it was bad because that didn't get replayed. It was one of those ones where it was like a hard look away, like one of the fans just everybody went a bit silent because it could have been really, really bad. So yeah. I just thought it was quite a poignant moment to talk about that, to be fair. So yeah,
it's quite a modern thing as well, isn't it? Like, you can happen. We talk about stuff maybe back in the day. It wasn't as produced or as regulated, or maybe some of the guys weren't trained as well, or doing like crazy stuff to try and get themselves over. Like, this is 2022 in like a bit of a nothing throwaway match, and they try a spot like that, and it just doesn't work out very well. The Ridge Holland had him quite high on that belly to belly, so it's a little bit difficult. And the fact that what you want to try and do when you're taking a belly to belly is you want to get hips nice and low, obviously for the pop of the hips and stuff, the guy giving it, but you want to give the guy enough to be able to base himself, to almost push himself off you, the person who's giving it. And he was so high. Obviously, Big E's a big lad. He's jacked up as well, so he hasn't really got that much motion either, range of movement and stuff. So it was one of those things. It was like it wasn't really anybody's fault, but I think it was just a concoction of just a lot of different variables that made that happen the way that it happened. What I hate is when he sort of like hits the floor and he doesn't sort of hit and go. If it happened in the ring, he sort of would have hit and squashed and rolled, but he sort of hits and slides.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. And I think that's probably what, if that happened in the ring, he probably would have got a bit of a stinger. He might have hurt himself, but the fact that it was outside, that's what done it. There was no give, nothing. It was just splat. It was horrible.
The thing is, Ridge Holland was still very green. Should they have been attempting that sort of spot on a like just simple TV on the outside?
I mean, it's one of those things. I would imagine that they've probably tried it inside the ring, I would imagine, because I can't imagine any of those guys saying like, "Oh, give me no belly now," to the outside, like without trying it. But it was like Ridge Holland was green. He maybe didn't do it the way he was sort of going.
Yeah.
Not over, if that makes sense, but he had him so high, and Big E's just broad and stacked. He just couldn't get. Yeah. He couldn't get the base, and he couldn't get the purchase. If you know what I mean. It's brutal. It's a brutal move, and an overhead to the belly, like it's an easy enough move to give to someone. Like it's not like I've done it, I've took it. Like it's easy to give and it's easy to take or whatever. But I think on the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong place, you're gonna get yourself in a bit of bother. And I think that's what happened. Really, Ridge is a big enough guy to be able to do it. Like it's not like, you know what I mean. It's not someone that's half the size of fucking Big E given a. You know what I mean? You think, well, why on earth is he even trying that? It's just there was just lots and lots of different variables in there. I'll have to probably like watch it back a little bit. Is Ridge Holland still signed?
I think so. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm not sure, but
yeah, he's an English guy apparently.
Yeah, he's English. Yeah,
interesting. But yeah, it's fucking. It was just it was sad because Big E was
over
over,
shit, man.
He could have been like sort of coming into that next crop of guys, maybe to get maybe a bit of a better opportunity. I think maybe I don't know.
I mean, he got the belt though, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it's like in the annals of time, he can go down and say he was a former champion. So like, fair play to him in that respect.
Yep. And he's good on the mic. He's doing all that good stuff.
Yeah, Definitely.
With, like, behind the scenes and behind the camera. It's really good.
Similar to like a Corey Graves type thing, because Corey Graves is decent as well, but obviously he had to retire as well. So I think the future's quite bright for like the announced team, like for actual wrestlers, you know. So
he's got enough charisma to bring himself through, hasn't he? So
definitely. Yeah. I still think there's going to be a play with the New Day. I still think he'll come back and manage them when they have their inevitable like babyface turn. Yeah, I just see that happening.
Good shout. Good.
Okay, Hawxy boy, we are halfway through the list, and as ever, we usually take a wee break here. But what we're going to do is, as everybody knows, or you should know, we do have a website, www.moo10.com. So make sure you can go on there. You can listen to all our back catalogue. There's links to our Spotify's, etc. You can leave us a bit of feedback. You can leave us a comment, or you can leave us a voicemail. And here's one of these voicemails now. 3. So yeah, this is the second voicemail we'll receive from this guy. So I think we're going to have that. Going to be a consistent thing. It's going to be an interesting thing. Good shit. So yeah, we do want to hear your feedback. As I say, you can do this on the website. You could email us at wrestlemark10@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitch. We do streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/market10. On Instagram, Mark Out of 10 podcast. On Twitter, Mark _out of 10, or YouTube and TikTok at Mark Out of 10. We also have our Discord as well, so there will be links to our Discord on our Twitch channel. And this is actually a bit of a segue, Hawxy. You don't expect this. We've got this area called our justification area, and this is where we encourage our community to give us an idea of what they're thinking relating maybe to wrestling nowadays, or maybe related to one of our podcasts. And one of our good friends from the streaming world, Monkey Tart, put in a comment in the justification area, and I'm just going to read it out to you, Hawxy. We've already responded in kind, but we'll talk about it on the podcast just now. So Monkey Tart said, so after a long, hard thought after the podcast episode, I feel you both missed out Davey Boy Smith. My justification? In-ring ability. A rare blend of power, speed, and technical wrestling. Could hang with anyone. Smaller technical wrestlers like Bret Hart, brawlers like Vader, or powerhouses like Diesel. Legit athleticism. His strength spots were iconic and consistent. Rarely had a bad match, especially in big moments. Often used as a mid-card talent or backup in stables. Never booked as a legitimate threat for the WWF Championship long term. So this was our underrated podcast that we talked about the other week there. Thoughts about Davey Boy Smith? I know we talked about it in Discord. You can see our thing, but let's talk about it just quickly.
I'll tell you what we'll do on this. I'm going to call a bit of an audible here, John. Okay. I reckon we use this as a little bit of an opportunity to let some of our listeners come into the Discord, A, to see what we did say about that, and B, to have their own opinion on it. Okay. So that's some feedback that was given from Monkey Tart. What the fuck do you guys say to that? If you want to come and say it, Discord, we'll let you know. Come and check us out.
I like it. Excellent, Hawxy boy. Check you out. Okay. Let's move on then. Let's get back to our list. So it's my number 5 now. We're getting to the business end now. So this is an interesting one. Okay. And it's not about because the person almost died. I think it's to do with the person who it was. It had such an impact moment in terms of, holy shit, how did they survive that? This was a 2013 Monday Night Raw. Bubba Ray Dudley powerbombing Mae Young off the stage. Now,
was this 2013?
Yeah, apparently so.
What the fuck?
So let's just do it. So Mae Young, must have been in her late 80s at this point. Yeah, must have been in late 80s. Jesus, sorry, I'm all over the shop. Yeah, she was in her late 80s, but Bubba Ray didn't want to do this spot. He came out and said that, but Mae Young was one of the boys, right? She insisted on taking a table bump off the stage, and fair play to Bubba Ray, he protected her. It was safe as houses with her. But being 80, I mean, powerbombing you off a stage at your age just now, Hawxy, there's issues with it, right? But at 80 years old, that could be fucking crazy, right? I mean, it's just, she was fucking batshit crazy. It's like, But she loved it. That again, we've talked about Mae Young when we talked about our Women of Wrestling podcast. Again, check out the back catalogue. She took loads of different stunts from the Dudley Boys. She got powerbombed through a table in like 2000, I think it was. So years before this. But as she got older, the risks became more and more, right? And I just think...
Fucking the chair shot that Jeff Jarrett gave to her as well. When he absolutely took her fucking head off with that guitar.
Just unbelievable.
The guitar shot.
The guitar shot, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah.
But
she
yeah.
Was one, like you said, she was one of the boys, though. She used to say to me, you hold back. You don't lay it in.
I'll cut him out after you, yeah.
Yeah, she'll probably fucking cut him. She'll probably fucking jack him up. But, oh, mate, yeah. Yeah. She was crazy. I wonder if she
hard.
Do you think Vince went to her with this stuff? Or do you think she went to Vince, was like, I've got an idea. How about you get Bubba Ray to stick me through a table? You know what I mean?
Good shit.
He's like, oh, yes. Bubba, where's
Get
Bubba?
the tables.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Just mental.
Yeah, crazy. Mad bitch. Legend.
But again,
crazy.
she could have legitimately died in those stunts, though, because, it's like going put through a table is risky at the best of times, but when you're fucking 80-odd years old, she's mad cunt. Absolutely mad cunt. It's the only way to describe her, right?
100%.
I'm not bleeping that either, get it right. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Brilliant.
And Mae Young, honest to God, this podcast is like, what the fuck?
This is a lot. There's a lot going on tonight. There's a lot to unpack here tonight, guys. A lot to unpack. Love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good shit.
Okay, Hawxy boy, you're number 5.
My number 5 is another Shane O'Mac spot. This is from King of the Ring 2001.
I thought so.
This is Shane and Kurt Angle.
Is this suplex?
Yes. This is It's quite funny. We've just spent a bit of time talking about a belly to belly. So it's a street fight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They fight their way to the entrance. There's like I keep saying planes of glass. It's really annoying. There's panes of glass, like all written with like King of the Ring on there and stuff. Kurt Angle fucking waist locks him. Bang. Splat. Lands on his head. Concussion number 1. Kurt says, fuck it. We're not going to do it. No, you fucking pick me up and you put me through this fucking play gap. Suplex number 2. Waist locks him. Bang. Splat. Lands on his head again. It's concussion number 2. I can't remember how many times. I think it's the 4th time, isn't it? I think they try it 3 times and Kurt just goes fucking whip and just yeets him through this pane of glass. Like, he literally has... It's like watching a fucking... like
snuff film.
Yeah. But it's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. They're running...
Because he slides down.
Yes. He just splat and like lands on his head every time. Like, do we talk like holy shit, OMG, this guy, he's killed him. He's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Kurt, he said, like, I've listened to a podcast, Kurt Angle had a podcast, and he was basically saying that we're talking about this match, obviously, because it's really, you know what I mean? It's a big, and he said, Shane, he kept fucking saying to me, he says, you need to put me through this fucking pane of glass. Because what they'd done is they'd put the wrong piece of glass in the stage. So it wasn't like it was not like sugar glass, but they were going to work the glass a little bit so it might have a little crack in it or something. So when he got yeeted in, it would smash. But it didn't, because what was happening is when the pyro was going off and when the music was going off, it was actually smashing the glass, the gimmick glass. So they put a normal plate of glass in without fucking telling everyone. So when he's going there thinking like, oh, he's just going to go straight through it like it's nothing, he had to legit shoot from fucking Shane McMahon through. And
it was a proper shoot throw, right? I think it was twice he tried it and it failed it, and then the third time he went. Yeah. But didn't the second pane of glass did the same thing? Like, they didn't go through first time in the second pane.
He grabbed him and threw him like head first, like caught like a fucking collar and shorts.
Fucking wild, man.
Yeah, because he went through and then back in, didn't he? From like behind. Yeah. What a fucking fascinating period of time. Phenomenal spot, but fuck me. Like, holy shit, this guy, he walked out, but he was in a bad way. Bad way. That's like an OMG moment for me. Yeah, King of the Ring, 2001, Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon.
That was close to being on my list. It didn't make it, but yeah, totally. Out of all the Shane McMahon spots, like probably the most memorable one for me is, or probably the wider audience is the Steve Blackman one where he just like falls backwards. Like it's just the most memorable. But for me as a wrestling fan, that one where he gets suplexed twice and Kurt Angle's like "fuck you" and just absolutely launches him to fuck. It's like unbelievable, man. Such an amazing scene.
I've
Just
found the video. So there's one. He's picking him up. Hold on a second. Hold on. He's picking up again. Oh, it's on the second one. I think it is. No, I think they fucked the video up. Yeah, it's on the second one. It's phenomenal. But yeah,
so good.
Crazy good. That was a low key, very good feud, by the way.
Yep.
And it was probably, and as far as street fights go, it's probably a really, really good street fight. When I think back of like some of the street fights, because some of the street fights have been a bit naff, but that was a decent decent match for what it was.
Beginning of Perk Angle. Fucking
too right. Yeah. So yeah, my number 5.
Nice, love it.
Shane and Kurt, the King of the Ring.
Okay, Hawxy, number 4.
We've already spoke about this one, mate. The Undertaker dive at Mania. For some reason, when I was making my list, I thought it was in the match against Mark Henry, but it wasn't.
No, that was a spot. There was an issue with that one. Was that not the casket match with Mark Henry?
I think so.
Was it a casket match? And he hit the casket from that same sort of dive?
Yeah, something like that. I had just a bit of a brain fog, but yeah, it was the Michaels match. But yeah, we spoke about it. I'm not going to touch on it any much more, if you know what I mean. But fucking hell, that's a big motherfucker to be taking a dive like that, regardless of somebody catching you or not. Like, it's hard enough. It would be hard enough if Shawn Michaels was stood there waiting for that dive. It would be hard enough for Michaels to give him a safe fucking, a safe boost and catch him. Okay.
Yep.
You've got a guy holding a camera, so he's got to fuck the camera off and then catch you at the right time and be in the right space. Like doing this. If you put a camera up to your eye, the first thing this is going to do is close. So he's looking at this guy. He doesn't know where his feet is. He's going to be zoomed in or zoomed out. Let's think. You know what I mean? Just think about it for a second, right? You know what I mean? Like you look like you're going to do that straight away. So no wonder he didn't know where the fuck he was going.
This guy's getting very close to me.
Very close, yeah. Or really far away because like a binoculars on the wrong way around. You know what I mean? He's like,
me.
Oh shit.
Oh,
like,
man.
Come on. That guy's diving from 100 feet. Oh, fuck. He's on me. Like, it's a mental fucking thing to do. Just think about that. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll put him there as a cameraman. He'll catch him. Fucking hell. Have a day off.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Undertaker dive at Mania. Just a mental time to be alive. Let's be honest. Come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking nuts, man. Okay, my number 4 then. It's one we've talked about. It's Darby Allin's Swanton through the glass at Sting's retirement. Revolution 2024. Just unnecessary risk. It's like risk to the audience, obviously, because the glass went fuck. That's one of the first things we said. It went everywhere. It was like there was no hiding from that if you were in the front row. And the thing is, with real glass, it's like you've got the risk of like getting cut, like really deep cuts, like ligament damage, tendons being cut, arterial cut, and Darby's back was a fucking mess, man. It was just horrendous.
He had the match. Was it a match against Moxley, like on the fucking Dynamite, like the week after? Was it on the Wednesday after he had the match, or like 2 weeks after or something? And he had all the...
Yeah.
Like all the shit on his back, like he was all bandaged up and stuff, and they like... Ugh, fucking...
It was just grim. You made a really good point. It's like that match should have been about Sting's retirement and having a Sting spot But everybody thinks about that, and it's such a sad way for Sting's legacy to end, right?
Do you reckon they pitched Sting going through the glass, and he was, and he said no? Do you reckon that's what it was? Do you reckon that's why
it doesn't work for me, brother?
Darby's like, oh, I'll take it, Sting. Don't worry, mate. I know you don't want to do it. I'll take it. Do you reckon that's what happened?
100%. Fucking mental, man. Honestly, just absolute insanity. Okay, so we've talked about that one. To be fair, we'll probably go through my number 3 as well, because my 3 is
some of the stuff we're talking about. When you think about what they're doing, and you think about this logically, not in like lol wrestling. You know what I mean? What the?
Just fucking nuts, man. Honestly.
Imagine. Sorry to cut you off. Imagine.
No, it's fine.
So one of your friends or somebody you know or one of your colleagues or whatever says to you, "Oh, what is all this wrestling stuff about? Like you do this podcast, or your mates is a wrestler, and you talk to your mate, you got wrestling mates and stuff." And then they say to you, "Show me some shit," and the only thing you're allowed to show them is some stuff off this list. Imagine that.
That's wild.
Imagine that.
But the thing is, though, right? It's like we talk about modern day wrestling just being an absolute fucking spot fest. It's like we went back to 1986 and there was like Jim Cornette going off. He didn't have to. You know what I mean? It was like totally unnecessary. It didn't add anything to it. It was like just bizarre, man.
I think if
so
Bubba
fucking
caught
weird.
him, it probably would have added something to it because it was the manager getting his comeuppance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. If Mandy had a dick, she'd be my uncle. It's like, fuck me. Yeah, mental, man. Absolute mental.
If a granny had a wheel, she'd be a bicycle. Exactly. So,
yeah, so that was my number 4, Darby Allin. We spoke about it before. And another one we spoke about already is my number 3 is the Brock Lesnar shooting star press.
Yeah.
Love a shooting star press. Brock Lesnar doing the shooting star press would have been fucking incredible. But Brock Lesnar doing a shooting star press onto his fucking head is just... It's like, oh my God, how did he survive? And it's like, that is... I know it's my number 3, but that is the quintessential, like, how did he survive that? And I think it's simply because he was an absolute fucking animal. Like, his neck was like 3 times the size of my neck. It was ridiculous. That's the only thing that saved him.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows he's such a phenomenal athlete, so strong, so quick. But, dude, it's like, just, that's the only way you can describe it, right? Dude, fuck me. Just under-rotated, fucking just outrageous.
Okay,
hon. But the thing is, again, it shows that obviously they still got through the match. I think he won it, didn't he? He won the match. Like, he F5 fucking...
He can't remember fucking any of it. Can't remember what he did. He can't remember waking up that morning. So he said. He can't remember the whole thing.
Just insane,
I think it was the first time he main evented Mania.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was the main event. He retained the championship and he can't remember fuck all.
Not surprisingly, he didn't do that move again.
Yeah.
I would love to, but my lawyer says I must not.
Do you reckon he's going to do it against Cena when he fucking has the match against Cena? That would be a fucking callback, wouldn't it? Wow. We want fucking shooting star.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
Oh, Brock, you suck. No, you don't.
Fuck you.
You don't at all.
He's not gonna. He doesn't like leaving his ranch, so he's not gonna come over here. So we're fine. Okay, so yeah, that's my number 3. Over to you, Hawxy. Your number 3.
My number 3. We're going back. We're going way back when to a tag match in a promotion called Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, or FMW. This is a tag match between Atsushi Onita, Tarzan Goto, and they're wrestling the original Sheik and Sabu in a flaming barbed wire rope match from 1991 or 1992. So basically what happened is they replaced all of the ropes with, as it says, barbed wire, soaked in fucking mental, like, it's just petrol soaked fucking cloth and stuff, basically. And then they set fire to it. The match gets about a minute and a half, 2 minutes in. to the point where the skin is starting to bubble on the original Shake. Sabu, Onita, fucking Goto, like everyone just absolutely yeets themselves out the ring. The ref fucking yeets himself out. Like it is like I once again I measured the centigrade. It was 1,000,000 degrees in there. If you've never watched any of this footage, go and watch this footage. It's on YouTube. Whoever's idea this was and whoever set this up, they needed shooting. They needed absolutely shooting because the fucking heat that was coming off the ring, like it was melting. The people on the front row were jumping out the way. The wrestlers had to get out of the way because it was that fucking hot. 1,000,000%, without a shadow of a doubt, all of these guys could have died in this ring. They could have burnt down the arena. The thousands of people that were there watching it could have died. There's like I think it's there's footage of like one of the guys who's like he's like on the floor outside the ring, and he's literally lying there, and they're pouring like buckets of water and shit on him because he's literally on fire. It's that hot, like it's not contact to the flames, if you know what I mean. Just the heat is that hot, it's burning them.
It's the worst bit.
Fucking mental. It's a mental match. And I obviously I'd like heard about this way back when, you know what I mean? Not originally, because I was fucking 5 years old, but like I can remember watching stuff on this and like hearing about this match and thinking, holy shit. But they done an Anita Dark Side of the Ring. And I watched it a couple of months ago and they talked about this match and I was like, holy shit. So I like went, as you do, as I do anyway, you go down a bit of a rabbit hole and stuff, but you need to fucking see this footage. If you haven't watched it, mate, you need to check this footage out. It is mental. For anyone who's watching this as well, who's never seen it, I guarantee there'll be a very, very large percentage of this audience that have probably never seen an FMW match or heard of FMW. But it was FMW started as it was like one of those shoot wrestling promotions where it would be like a work shoot, and Shibata and Suzuki would have been all over that, wanking themselves silly, like, you know what I mean, no selling everything. And then it turned, Onita injured himself. He won a match and he jumped out of the ring. And when he landed on the floor, he blew his knee out. And when he come back, he would have been like in there with like Masawa and like all the, you mean like that New Japan, All Japan mid-90s period of guys. He would have been one of the guys. But he's fucked his knee up and he couldn't work the way he could beforehand. So he was like, well, I own this fucking promotion. I've got people who I need to pay. He was a bit of a boy. He maybe got himself involved in some of the Yakuza shit going on or whatever. So he had to pay a lot of money to people. So he started like doing hardcore matches. You know, we talked about Cactus Jack and Terry Funk that were doing the exploding barbed wire matches and that. Yep. That all come from FMW. That was Anita. So, but you need to, when you go and watch this, honestly, mate, watch this footage. It's mental. Like Sabu, fucking Anita, like the ref, everyone fucks off, and like the original Shake's like lying in the ring. They're like, get the fuck out. He's like, what? Like trying to get the flames are fucking like you can't see anything. You can't see the ring because the flames are that high. It's not like a bit of like, it's not like a bit. I mean, like, oh, we'll just put a bit of fucking cloth around it and soak it in a bit of paraffin and stuff. It's like that fucking thick, like on the ropes. It's literally like, honestly, it's the kind of.
I can't believe I haven't seen this match.
It is. There isn't much of a match to see. It's honestly, mate, it's like it's literally a minute long. But when one of the first things that came on here was this match. It is crazy. They could have killed 5,000 people with this thing. Whoever's idea this was to do this is insane, but it gets talked about. It probably gets talked about more than if they'd had like a 10-minute match. You know what I mean? It's mental. Go check it out. FMW, so it's flaming barbed wire rope match, and it's Anita, Goto, Shake, and Sabu. Go check it out. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, my number 3.
Excellent. Okay, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is another motherfucker nearly dying. If I said the name to you, New Jack, what would you say to me? What would be some of the things that would pop into your mind about New Jack?
I've got a New Jack as my number 2. If I say to you ECW Living Dangerously 2000, Scaffold.
No.
Interesting. Okay, that's fine.
Very interesting. So, if I said the name Vic Grimes to you,
yes,
it wasn't Living Dangerously.
Yeah, it was ECW Living 2000.
It was an XPW show. Is the one I'm going to be talking about.
Is this the one where New Jack gets like brain damage for landing on concrete?
Right. This is going to be really good. We do not plan this, guys. I'm
No.
looking straight down the camera right now. We do not talk about our list. What I want you to do is I want you to go first.
Okay.
And then I'll go. You go first.
So,
This is amazing. This is literally like we've planned
that's
this.
unreal.
We haven't. You go. Go.
So yeah, New Jack,
Wow.
Vic Grimes. As far as I thought it was ECW Living Dangerously in 2000. Scaffolding match.
Yes.
The spot was supposed to be they were going to go through they were both at the top of the scaffold.
Yes.
They were supposed to go through the tables at the bottom, but Vic Grimes essentially hesitated. It fucked up their balance, and then they both fell awkwardly. Missed the tables. New Jack hit concrete. Fucked a skull fracture, brain damage. I think he went blind in one eye partially. And basically that was one of the reasons why New Jack was fucking gunning for Vic Grimes like for the next like few years, just because of that match. He owed him. I think that was the phrase he used. So that was my understanding of it. Have I got that wrong, Hawxy?
No.
Okay.
No. So we're talking about two different parts of this same story.
Okay, that's amazing.
Which is genuinely fascinating. I promise you guys who are listening right now, and John will promise, we have not spoke about this list.
We haven't had time this week. We've been busy.
The fact that we've both got this as number 2 is absolutely mind-blowing to me, by the way. Okay?
Fuck.
So there's 2 parts to this story. So the one that you're talking about is the ECW bit, where they come off the contraption
scaffolding
they have.
Yeah.
Yep. Vic Grimes lands on his head, fucks him up. Fast forward 2 years, there's an XPW show where Vic Grimes and New Jack have a rematch. Now, there's a scaffold match here, and it's not like the scaffold in ECW. The scaffold is about fucking 50 feet high. And New Jack legit...
That's right, he throws him.
And he throws him off. So New Jack is admitted to this now. He's admitted all from the time. He's admitted in interviews since, recent interviews, that he wanted to kill Vic Grimes for what he did to him at the ECW show. So they're on top of this scaffold, this fucking platform. Legit, it's in the stadium as well. Like, it's in a big arena. Show. Big show. XPW really tried hard to latch onto the ECW thing, and doesn't he fucking tase him?
It's a taser. Yeah. It's like a cattle prod or something. Yeah.
So he fucks him up, grabs him, collar and shorts, and throws him off the top of the platform. Luckily, he sort of lands about a foot short, and he sort of hits a bit going through, and then bounces off the ropes to the inside, or sort of gets caught up in the ropes towards the inside of the ring, not the outside of the ring. And all he came out with was a sprained ankle and a couple of bruises.
That's right, yeah.
He legit, he said, I want to kill that motherfucker. He wanted to kill him. If Vic Grimes had went a foot further out, he would have fell from 40, 50 feet flat onto the concrete floor of an arena. And I don't know 100%, but I don't think that would have worked out very well. What say you?
No, I think you're probably right. I think he might have went to jail. Was that not? Did he not talk about that? Was it not a Dark Side of the Ring episode?
He's talked about
or
stuff
something
before,
very
but
similar.
It's a dark side of the ring. See, there's tables stacked up, isn't there? And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hits a bit of a table, and then just gets caught up in the ropes, but doesn't go outside. He sort of stays literally. If you once again, guys, if you haven't seen this footage, fucking seek this footage out because it is mental. But it all came from what John was talking about at the ECW pay-per-view, where he landed. They sort of they had hold of each other, didn't they? And they over-rotated, and Vic Grimes just landed on top of New Jack and just landed on his head.
Yeah,
Vic Grimes is a big lad. 320?
Yeah.
340?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Easy.
Big boy.
Easy. Yeah.
Like I say, it was because there was a hesitation. There was a hesitation at the top, and Vic Grimes, that just threw off the balance, and they literally just fell. And like I say, that's why New Jack was partially blind in one eye, because of that particular spot. Absolutely.
He took over, yeah.
So that's a mental number 2. That's insane.
The fact that you got part 1 and I got part 2 of that same story as that's number brilliant. 2 is fucking crazy.
Unreal.
Genuinely, guys, genuinely,
awesome.
This was not planned in any way, shape, or form. What?
That's quality.
So, yeah. New Jack, number 2.
New Jack number 2 for me,
I've got a feeling we're going to have the same number 1 as well anyway.
Absolutely.
But we need to do
honourable mention. We need to do that first. And it's my honourable mention. I'll go first. Okay, so my honourable mention then, Hawxy. It's one that we've watched really, really recently, and it's a shout-out. I never thought I'd give her a shout-out before, and it's Candice LeRae, the SummerSlam 2025, the ladder spot. Got to give her flowers there, right?
Fucking too right. Did you see the picture of her after?
No.
There's like a picture that they're both with her looking at her leg. Did you see her thigh? Like all the bruising on her,
was it
on her
fucked?
Thigh? Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, we are very critical about Candice LeRae. We were not a fan of the Toxic Pixie, right? Obviously,
no.
If you haven't seen SummerSlam 2025, check it out on Netflix. We have watched it a lot on our Twitch channel. She was up on the ladder. Johnny Gargano was holding on to said ladder. Ciampa bumped into Gargano, and basically she went from the ring to the ladder that was gimmicked outside and fucking went through it. And in a match full of really good spots, that was probably up there with one of the better spots because she fucking yeeted through that ladder. So, again, she's a small woman.
Yeah,
and it could have went horribly wrong.
Not much padding there. Not much padding there at all. No.
So yeah, I just think it's nice to be nice. Give her a wee shout out. Candice LeRae, definitely that ladder spot was an honourable mention for. How did she survive that?
We ain't gonna fall out over that. That could have gone really bad. The arms, legs, necks, ribs, everything. You know what I mean? She could have been in a right state. Like just thinking back on that, especially having a bit of time to sort of away from the excitement of that. That's got to be up there as one of the best TLC matches of all time, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It really does. It really does.
Well, I said that when we watched it. It's that. It's probably not going to be over the original TLC, but it's very, very close to it. There wasn't. Yeah. Out of all the spots that happened in that match, there wasn't a messed up spot. You know what I mean? It's there are certain spots.
When someone was trying to climb up it, and there's no mist.
No one was trying to climb and then slipped, or
all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Everything was really, 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 really slick. So yeah, no, definitely up there.
And it was
one of the better
really
ones.
Good use of everybody as well. It's cool.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay, Hawxy, your honourable mention.
Good shout. My honourable, it's not really an honourable mention this time round. It is. I'm not trying to have a shaky moment or anything like that. This is just to get an 11th on here for me. As a legit, usually we joke about, it's just to get an 11th on. Usually I try to make it a bit outside or whatever. But this is WrestleMania 23 with Jeff Hardy doing the leg drop on Edge through the ladder.
Okay.
There was a couple that I took one off to... Do you know... This was more of a botch than it was like an OMG moment, if you know what I mean, like a holy shit kind of moment. Do you know what AEW when Sammy done the fucking tackle spear thing on Hardy and he missed the table and he died, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like, if this was like the biggest botches of all time, this would have probably been on there, if you know what I mean. But like this Jeff Hardy leg drop, I don't know if you can remember, but like Hardy's on the inside of the ring, on top of the ladder, and Edge is lying on. Do you know, like the way they do it now? They sort of have the ladders laid against the ring and the fucking the apron and the side. And he doesn't do the swanton on me. He leg drops him, and it's literally just a like it's not the table, the fucking ladder's not gimmicked. Like, they don't bump away from each other or bounce off. Like, they literally just go and splat, like properly splat. And Edge is fucked, like properly fucked. He's just there, like he just doesn't roll away. He doesn't move. He's just crumpled up. And Hardy's like even Matt's like sort of stood there, like, oh shit, yeah. It's like I wanted to get Jeff on here because he's done some like mad, obviously the Royal Rumble 2000. He's done the through the table on Punk. You know what I mean? He's done all this mad shit. I just think this one is like the most brutal looking. It doesn't look as worked, and I know that's a weird way of putting it, but I hope the listeners, and you can understand what I'm trying to say. If you know, I mean, I'm not saying all this stuff's worked because this shit really isn't. But that leg drop is fucking brutal. So yeah, WrestleMania 23 on Edge, the leg drop through the ladder, brutal.
Good shit, Hawxy boys. Good shit. Okay, so before we reveal our number ones, we usually go through the list and just go. So I'll go first because it's your number one reveal first. So my number 10 was James Ellsworth versus AJ Styles, the save from the the Styles clash. Number 9 was Sami Callihan's baseball bat ricochet into Eddie Edwards' eye on Impact. Undertaker's suicide dive at WrestleMania 25. Road Warriors versus Midnight Express scaffold match, Starrcade 86. Big E breaking his neck on SmackDown in 2022. Bubba Ray powerbombing Mae Young off the stage on Raw 2013. Darby Allin's swanton through the glass at Sting's retirement. Brock Lesnar shooting star press at 19. New Jack versus Vic Grimes Part 1 at ECW Living Dangerously. And my honourable mention is Candice LeRae at SummerSlam 2025 when she went through the ladder.
My number 10 is Brock shooting star at Mania 19. Number 9's Taka's Royal Rumble bump. Number 8, Joey Mercury ladder face annihilation. Probably the easiest way to explain it. Number 7 is the Darby Allin glass spot for Revolution, AEW. Number 6, Shane's elbow drop off the stage to the Big Show. Number 5, Shane and Kurt Angle with the plane of glass. Said it again, pane of glass. Number 4, the Undertaker dive at Mania. Number 3, the flaming barbed wire rope match from FMW. And number 2, New Jack. This is the way that I've wrote it on my list. New Jack yeeting Vic Grimes off the scaffold. That's number 2. And my honourable mention is Jeff leg drop on Edge through the ladder at WrestleMania 23.
That's a solid list. Okay, Hawksy, reveal your number 1 for top 10. How did they survive that moment?
If you don't have this as number 1 as well, we're cancelling the podcast. It's Mankind at Hell in the Cell in 1998.
Yeah, Mick Foley off the King of the Ring 1998.
Fuck me. We could do a whole pod on this, by the way. The whole ins and outs and befores and afters and everything. Is this the most memorable high spot in the history of professional wrestling?
Yeah, that's the precursor to everything we see nowadays. That's because it's so mainstream. Obviously, stuff happened in Japan and stuff like that, like Cactus Jack and Terry Funk, etc. That's a given, but this is probably the most memorable spot in American wrestling history. Definitely,
this is Genesis for mental professional wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mankind is probably Patient X for mad cuntism, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not even just the first one. I've put like the first fall off and also the choke slam through it, the accidental one, just the entire event.
The Hell in Cell. Yeah.
Absolutely
crazy. It's one of those things where, because Taker was injured, wasn't he? He had a broken ankle, or his ankle ligaments were damaged, or whatever.
He's fucked, yeah.
So they couldn't they couldn't really go into the cell and have a normal match, really, because I don't think Taker would have been able to do it. So it's probably like, it's incredibly intelligent ring psychology to sort of protect this guy. Probably a bit of luck that they were actually going into a Hell in the Cell match as well, so they didn't have to do, you know what I mean, fucking ducks and leapfrogs or whatever. But I know what we'll do. Let's start the match on top of the cage. You know what I mean, on top of the cell. No one's never done that before. Obviously, there wasn't a big back catalogue of Hell in the Cell matches anyway. This was maybe like the third one, maybe, wasn't it? It was Taker and Shawn was the first.
Yeah.
And there was another one in between, wasn't there? I think this was the third one. Potentially. It may even be the second one. I don't know. Anyway, you can do that. So
I'll check.
Yeah. So set the scene. It's a big, the Mankind and Taker sort of program was a big program. This is Hell in a Cell wasn't really a huge pay-per-view, but this was a really, really big match. The Hell in a Cell was, like I said, it was a new a new gimmick match, a new sort of presentation for wrestling fans. So they went up the top of the cage and started fighting. They get to a point where they're on the edge, they're teetering, tottering, and then obviously Taker grabs him and, for want of a better term as well, yeets Mankind off the top of the cell through the announce table. Probably backed up by one of the greatest calls in professional wrestling history as well by Jim Ross. By God!
Yep.
He killed him.
As God is my witness, he is broken in half.
Just phenomenal. And then it gets serious, and he's like, "You might need to get someone out here, guys." So you know what I mean? Like,
it's also the King really deadpan saying, "He's dead. Oh my God, he's dead." Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it? And the way it's once again we talk about luck. We've talked about luck a few times tonight. If he'd sort of missed the table, maybe 6 inches either way, I think this conversation would be different. The way he sort of hits the table and it doesn't sort of like hit splat, he sort of takes a bit of speed and bounces and slides a little bit off there as well. He doesn't hit flush. He hits at least taking a little bit of the speed and the momentum off him, which is lucky.
It was like a skimming stone. It was a skimming stone. That's what it was. Yeah. And I think it's to do with the angle in which he was thrown off, because it wasn't just a straight drop off. Yeah. That would have killed him. It's the fact that it was at an angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It was unreal, man. And that wasn't the worst bump of that match.
No.
Which is mental to say, right?
We just talked about a guy getting thrown from what, 20, 25 feet?
Yeah.
Best part. Yeah. Easy. Best 22 feet at least. And that's not the worst. Going through a table in a concrete floor, because he hit the bit past the mat. He hit underneath where the barrier is, which is concrete.
He slid underneath.
He slid underneath there. Do you want to take the next bump, mate? Do you want to?
Well, I mean, what was mental was the fact that they couldn't get, obviously he was fucked, right? He was legit fucked from that bump.
Yes.
And they couldn't get EMTs to them because the way the Hell in the Cell and the way the setup was, it was right around the ring, right around the area. So they had to lift the cage. I think I'm back.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Here he is.
Fuck, sorry, I had to drop out of internet there. So where was that? Yeah, so the way the cage was set up, it was right round the fucking the ringside area. So they had to lift the cage up, and Undertaker was still on top of the cage. So they were getting him back, and then Mick Foley, fucking mad cunt, that's the second time I've said it this fucking podcast, got back up off the stretcher, the cage was getting lowered, and they climbed back up. And then they were fighting again on the top, and Undertaker went for a choke slam. But at that time, what was going on, because they were two big boys, it was the cage top was only held on with essentially like cable ties.
Yes.
So they were going ping, ping, ping. So when Taker choke slammed him on top of a chair, no less, he went through the cage, hit the mat below, and then the chair hit him in the fucking head on the way down. It's like, poor motherfucker. And, that was the one that fucked him up properly. He was out for the count, yeah? he was gone, man.
Out.
And this is where like Terry Funk and stuff came in. Obviously, he was in WWF at that time, and
Chainsaw Charlie,
Chainsaw Charlie, yeah, absolutely. And there was the famous one where he got choke slammed by the Undertaker as a sort of rest spot for Mankind to sort of get back up out of his trainers. It's like you couldn't write shit like that, okay? And then I think what a lot of people forget though is like after those two,
slam me, Taker, choke slam me.
What a lot of people forget is after those two horrific bumps that would have finished the match in any other way, they went on for about another 10 minutes after that.
Yeah.
There was like the fucking...
He was getting stretchered back and he jumped off and fucking went back in. They started fucking going after it.
And again, JR was like, well, somebody stop the damn match. Some great calls there. Yeah. And obviously, Mick Foley, the famous picture of him at the side of the ring, the tooth in his nose because it went through his fucking like lip and stuff.
Everyone says like they called it as he's smiling, and people thought he was smiling, but what he was doing is he'd slit all underneath here, just underneath his lip for the guys who are watching. And what he was doing, he was taking his tongue and doing that through the hole. So what he was trying to do is he's trying to show everybody that his tongue was coming through basically his chin, but because his beard was so thick, no one could see it. So it looked like he was smiling. And that made him as just a mental bastard, didn't it? It's like, oh, he's just gone through all this sort of shit and he's smiling, but he wasn't. He was trying to sell the fact that he had a hole in his chin, which is just fucking, it's
insane,
crazy.
Right? Absolutely
it's
fucking
crazy. Insane. They got the tax out, didn't they? Because he asked Taker backstage after, because he obviously was fucked. He said, "Do we use the tax? Do we get the tax spot in, Taker?" And he was like, "Look at your arm, Mick." And he's got fucking thumbtacks like sticking out his arm and in his elbows and stuff. He didn't have a clue. He
was absolutely gone, man. Just absolutely gone. And that first bump made him a legend, but the second bump, like, it just immortalized him forever, right? It's like he will forever be remembered as the hardcore legend, rightly so. Yeah. And he was obviously the hardcore legend before that. All the stuff he did in Japan, as Cactus Jack, etc. But that took him mainstream. And as soon as we said we were going to do this list, this was always going to be my number one. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. First name on there, first thing on there, never moved, never changed. I think we called it back on the show when we announced it. I'm pretty sure we're going to have the same number one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this now. This has been one of my most enjoyable shows and lists that we've done for me, that I've done. I've absolutely fucking loved this.
It's been so good. It's been really good.
I thought we can talk about some like mad shit and stuff, but it's been fun. It's been funny. It's been interesting as well. And we've sort of talked about different things that have like leaded onto it as well. So it's opened discussion up as well. Genuinely, I think this is Sleeper, one of the better shows that we've done. I'm going to throw that out there now. Obviously, we're excited because we've just done it, but I genuinely think low key, this will probably one of the funnest shows that we've done.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this one. I think even making the list was a lot of fun. It made me sort of like, obviously I do a little bit of research anyway in terms of the lists I make, but this properly made me dive deep into wrestling, again, which was nice. It's
the stuff you normally think about all of the time.
Yeah,
I mean? Like
it's really cliche.
We have our matches, we have our shows, we have our. This does like. We've spoke about FMW tonight. We've spoke about that New Jack thing has blown my head. By the way,
that's incredible.
Honestly,
so good.
It's crazy. Taka Michinoku's got a shout out. Mae Young's been involved. We've had fucking Darby Allin. We've had Shane McMahon. Like mad names. Joey Mercury is. Whenever would Joey Mercury get onto any of our lists? You know what I mean? Normally.
We mentioned Yoshitatsu tonight.
Yoshitatsu has been mentioned. It's correct. This is
I'm going to sound really like quite soppy and cliche here. This is like feels original mark out of 10.
Old school. Back in the day.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this all stemmed from a list that was requested by one of the listeners. So thank you to that. And we do listen to the audience. If you want a particular list, join our Discord. We've got different channels in there where you can suggest it.
Yeah, just message us as well. Like, we've got the we've got the email address. Like we got the website, we got the voicemail thing, we've got TikTok, we got Instagram, we got X, we got all this shit. There's so many ways to get in touch with us. Even if you don't feel comfortable messaging or voice messaging or whatever, a like, a share, tell your friend, a comment, anything. It all helps. It all helps. We're really trying to get out and about and stuff. So there's any bit of interaction really helps that sort of stuff. Like I say, if you watch and you listen and you think, oh, I like this, but I don't feel comfortable doing whatever, any bit of support, we'll take it all. We'll take anything. Yeah.
We've got a really hardcore support. Like we've got people that have been here from the very beginning, which is amazing. And we do know there are other people out there that do listen, and we do appreciate you. You don't have to contact us if you want to, if you feel comfortable doing it. Absolutely. Twitch is the best place to come and see us when we do live streams. We watch some old school wrestling, some modern stuff as well.
Stuff next week, I think next week.
Yeah, definitely.
As we're recording this, we'll have some stuff. Maybe in the middle of next week might be good fun to get involved.
Because there's lots of like-minded individuals, right? Everybody that's got a love of wrestling. There's people that have been involved from the get-go. Like, obviously, we've got loads of people that actually do wrestling. There's people came back to wrestling because of because of the podcast, which is cool. Which
is amazing. Yeah,
and we've also got new people as well that are from, like, me and Hawxy did a lot of gaming before, and like we've had people come in and like I knew nothing about wrestling, but it's really interesting to hear you guys talking about it and watching it. So. That's cool as well. That's what it's all about. We are the custodians of modern day wrestling. I'm going to fucking keep on beating that drum until it sticks.
Modern day wrestling, yes.
Absolutely. That's going to be an emote right there. Okay, Hawxy, that's another episode done and dusted. Next week's episode, though, it's going to be a very first for Mark out of 10. It's something slightly different. We're going to do our very first interview with our very first guest on Mark out of 10. We're going to be joined by one Paul Palmer. That's who's going to be joining us next week. Who is Paul? He has been a long-time listener, a long-term advocate for Mark out of 10. Not Paul Heyman advocate, but very much so an advocate for Mark out of 10.
As close as can be, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. He is a fan, but interestingly enough, he's also involved with a small promotion in Black Country territory in the UK, Top Turnbuckle Wrestling, TTW. So yeah, he is going to join us next week, and we're going to talk to him about being a wrestling fan. So he's from the good old days of being a wrestling fan, and also being involved in the business in the UK at the moment. There is going to be a list involved as well. He's going to be talking about his top 10 wrestlers.
Guest list, basically.
Absolutely.
Guests list is amazing. Paul is a former comedian. He is a comedian. He's an entertainer. He's been involved in entertainment and comedy for forever and a day. I'm not just saying this. I know Paul very well. I met him through the business, but from what I know of him since meeting him through the business, you are not going to want to miss this interview or podcast because it is going to be phenomenal. I think you might have to get your editing hat on maybe for a couple of things, but we'll find out. But yeah, honestly, this is good. I am so excited to do this. Not because it's our first interview, but like I am excited because of that, if you know what I mean. But this will be really good fun for all of us.
It's going to be good. So he's written into the show before we've read out his emails. Yes. He does comment on a lot of our socials, which is great. Yeah. So thank you to Paul for that. Yeah. It's going to be great conversations. I'm excited from the host sort of perspective because it's the first interview. I've wanted to do this for a long time, so it's going to be a good
play-by-play, mate. Mr. Play-by-play coming into his own.
I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be good.
He'd be well away, mate.
Absolutely. But that's the end of the episode this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much to everybody that's listened and stayed to the very end. We will see you next week. From Shieldz, have a very nice evening.
And from Hawxy, love you. Bye.
Light flickers, shadows fall. Hawxy screaming down the hall. Shieldz got fire in his veins. Calls it out, no time for games.